What do we really mean when we talk about good touch and bad touch? And how does this affect the way we understand boundaries, trust, and personal safety? These are questions that we should all be asking ourselves, especially when it comes to protecting ourselves and others from harm. In today's video, we are going to explore the concept of touch from a psychological perspective. We'll look at what constitutes good touch and bad touch, why understanding these concepts is crucial for building healthy boundaries, and how this understanding can affect our emotional well-being, relationships, and safety. So what is touch? Touch is a fundamental part of human connection. It's how we show affection, offer support, and communicate non-verbally. But did you know that touch is also crucial for our psychological and emotional development? When we experience positive touch, such as a hug, it releases oxytocin in the brain, also known as the bonding hormone. This helps us feel secure, safe, and connected to others. Positive touch is essential in building relationships, especially in children, as it helps with attachment and emotional regulation. But not all touch is positive. Some touch can lead to feelings of discomfort, fear, or even trauma. The way touch affects us depends on the context, the relationship with the person touching us, and our own comfort levels. There are three main categories of touch to understand: affectionate touch, protective touch, and invasive or harmful touch. Number 1. Affectionate touch. This includes things like hugs, hand-holding, and pats on the back. These touches make us feel loved and cared for. Number 2. Protective touch. This could be a comforting touch when someone is upset, or a hand on your shoulder to offer support. It provides reassurance and comfort. Number 3. Invasive or harmful touch. This is touch that feels unwanted, aggressive, or sexualized in nature. It crosses personal boundaries and can lead to emotional distress or harm. Defining good touch and bad touch. Good touch is any physical interaction that makes you feel comfortable, respected, and safe. It is touch that is consensual and appropriate for the relationship. For example, hugging a parent, holding hands with a friend, or receiving a comforting hand on your shoulder from a colleague are all examples of good touch. These physical interactions foster trust, affection, and emotional security. A key aspect of good touch is consent. Consent means that both people are comfortable with the touch and are in agreement about it. It's about mutual respect and clear communication. Defining bad touch. Bad touch refers to any physical contact that is unwanted, uncomfortable, or feels wrong. It can range from something subtle to something more serious, like sexual abuse. Bad touch can include things like someone touching you without your permission, touching you in a way that makes you feel violated, or forcing physical contact that you don't want. For example, if someone touches you inappropriately or aggressively, it's not just a physical violation, it's a psychological one as well. It can lead to feelings of fear, shame, confusion, or distrust. And when it comes to sexual abuse, bad touch involves any sexual interaction or physical contact that happens without consent. This is a traumatic experience that can have long-lasting emotional consequences. Unwanted or coercive touch, like being pressured into something physical, is a violation of personal boundaries. It often leaves the person feeling helpless and powerless. The psychology behind touch and boundaries. So, how do we learn to recognize good touch and bad touch? This begins early in life, with our primary caregivers teaching us about boundaries. Children start to understand what touch feels safe and appropriate, and what doesn't, based on the interactions they have with those around them. Attachment theory helps explain this process. It suggests that the way children bond with their caregivers, through touch, eye contact, and emotional responses, shapes their ability to form healthy relationships later in life. When caregivers provide loving, supportive touch, children feel secure and learn to trust others. But if touch is inconsistent, inappropriate, or absent, it can lead to attachment issues, making it harder to develop trust and healthy relationships in adulthood. Touch also has a direct impact on our brain. Positive touch triggers the release of oxytocin, which helps us feel safe and emotionally connected. However, negative touch, or the absence of positive touch, can lead to emotional distress and even long-term issues like anxiety, depression, or PTSD. Educating children and adults on good touch and bad touch. Teaching children about good touch and bad touch is one of the most important things we can do as caregivers, parents, and teachers. Start by making sure kids know that their body belongs to them. They should feel empowered to speak up if something doesn't feel right. Use age-appropriate language to explain what touch is okay and what is not. For younger children, use simple examples like, we hug people when we want to show we care, but no one should touch you in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable. Encourage children to trust their instincts. If something feels wrong, they should know it's okay to say no and ask for help from a trusted adult. As adults, we need to model healthy touch behaviors. We should also establish clear rules of respect and consent in our homes, schools, and workplaces. It's also important to recognize the signs of abuse. If a child or an adult suddenly becomes withdrawn, shows fear or anxiety around certain people or situations, or has unexplained behavioral changes, these could be signs of trauma related to inappropriate touch. Psychological effects of bad touch. The psychological effects of bad touch can be profound and long-lasting. Trauma from inappropriate or unwanted touch can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, depression, and feelings of shame or guilt. These experiences can also damage self-esteem and make it difficult to trust others. The emotional impact can affect relationships, social interactions, and even one's ability to form healthy attachments. Healing from trauma is possible, but it often requires professional support. Therapy and counseling can help individuals process their experiences and rebuild their sense of safety and trust. If you or someone you know has been affected by harmful touch, please reach out for help. There are many resources available to provide support and guidance through the healing process. Cultural and social considerations. It's also important to understand that cultural norms around touch can vary greatly. In some cultures, touch is a vital way of expressing warmth and affection, while in others, personal space is emphasized. While it's essential to respect cultural norms, we must always remember that personal boundaries and consent should be prioritized. Regardless of culture, no one should feel pressured to accept touch that makes them uncomfortable. Over time, society's views on personal boundaries and consent have evolved. Movements like Hush Me Too have brought much-needed attention to the importance of recognizing and respecting personal space, and they've helped shine a light on the harmful effects of inappropriate touch. Conclusions. To summarize, touch plays a critical role in our emotional and psychological development. Understanding the difference between good touch and bad touch helps us maintain healthy boundaries and build trusting relationships. Consent is key, and we should always prioritize comfort, safety, and respect in every interaction. Remember, touch should always feel safe, consensual, and nurturing. If something doesn't feel right, it's important to speak up and seek help. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped you better understand the psychological aspects of touch and how to navigate personal boundaries. If you have any thoughts, questions, or experiences you'd like to share, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going and don't forget to subscribe for more content on psychology, mental health, and personal safety. Stay safe and take care of yourselves and each other.